Okay, we're going to roll right into our post-race for today's 16th annual Sylvania 300, second race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Jimmy Johnson was our race runner-up. He drove the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. He is now our new points leader, 1 point lead over Brad Keselowski. Jimmy, outstanding effort that you showed out there today. You regained the points lead, and now you go to Dover, a track that you're very good at.
Yeah, very, very strong performance for the Lowe's team today. We just did all we could today. We just missed a little bit of speed, and the 11 seemed to have everybody covered. But after that, we're the next best car, and just kind of ran there all day.
Okay, we'll take a couple of questions for Jimmy. If you have one, raise your hand downstairs, and we'll also hear some questions in the press box. Any questions for Jimmy Johnson? Right here, we've got one. State your name and affiliation, please.
Nate Webster, WHAV Radio. Jimmy, on the restart, the last caution lap, what was going through your mind when you were 1-2 with Denny on the restart? What were you thinking?
Just trying to get a good start, and if I could have gone into the corner on the outside of him and kind of pinned him down a little bit, I may have had a chance to get by. But once I got into the turn, there's paving seams in the road, and I got my right sides on a paving seam, and I couldn't turn under it, and I was kind of stuck on it. The 24 got close to me, and I had a little bit of hope for just a quarter of a lap there, and then I was like, uh-oh, don't lose second, and then pulled away from Jeff and got going from there.
Go ahead.
Brett McMillan from PRN. Jimmy, I mean, you started the day in 20th. You work your way up to the front. When you look at a car like the 11 today, you walk out of here and just say, you know what? We did have a great day. We made it up through the pack, and we're satisfied.
Yeah, we are. I mean, when we look at the spring race here and then their performance on short tracks of late, those guys have had a little something on the field. So, we saw Richmond not go their way. What was another track that, long story short, you can have the best car, but it doesn't mean you're going to win. So today they covered their bases. They did a great job. They had the speed that we all expected them to have, and they executed well and got it done. So, I figured he would. I kind of thought he'd be the guy to beat, and certainly was. So we're second best.
Excellent. Okay, Jeff Gordon has joined Jimmy right now. Jeff was third place finisher in the number 24 Drive to End Hunger Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. And both two Hendrick drivers finished 2-3 here today. Jeff certainly come back with a stronger performance here today at New Hampshire. Talk about your run.
Well, yeah, it was a great performance. Certainly helped qualifying on the pole, getting that number one pit stall. That was important. We had good pit stops, good pit calls and strategy, and then good adjustments. We weren't very good at the start of the race, but we hung in there with our track position, and then we made an adjustment about halfway through the race that wasn't very good for the short runs, but it seemed to maintain pretty good on the longer runs, so allowed us to get up there into fourth, and then that restart we were able to jump into third.
Okay, let's go to the press box for a question for either Jeff or Jimmy. Go ahead, press box.
Hi, Jimmy. This is Rich Thompson from the Boston Herald. Could you just elaborate a little more on your climb from the middle of the pack up to second place?
Yeah, we started in the outside lane, and a couple guys had to go to the back, which moved us up some, and just tried to let things get single file and unfold. And that old saying, comers and goers, there's some guys coming back to us, and we were going forward. So just worked my way through traffic. It didn't have any big moments, but it was tough to pass. And the one thing I had working for me was that our car had a lot of speed, and I would catch someone quickly where they wouldn't put up too big of a fight, and showed me some respect and gave me some room and let me go. So I was able to get up in there pretty well. Lap 70 or something. I think I was in the top 5, 75, something like that. And just went to work from there and found our way in second based on some good adjustment, good pit stops, and a good car. And we just kind of hung out there all day.
Go ahead. Another question from the press box. Go ahead.
This is for Jeff Gordon. This is Mike Vega from the Boston Globe. Jeff, can you just describe the swing of emotions you're going through here? Coming out of Chicago, having endured a difficult time there, and then coming back here to New Hampshire, and now putting yourself, in contention here. Obviously, coming out doing what you needed to do.
Yeah, no. Today was crucial. To have that kind of a finish and result. It's just on one hand, you look at it and say, man, we let a top 5 get away from us last week because we were running 4th when we had the problem. And then, this week we come back and finish 3rd. So, we're just going to fight from here on out and try to get some consistent finishes and try to win races and just fight and battle and do. I mean, this team's gotten kind of used to this kind of stuff all year long. I mean, we've just had everything thrown at us this year, and I think it's made us stronger and made us more prepared to handle these types of things, even when the pressure's on for the championship. So, allowed us to come in here, sail on the pole, and finish 3rd, and have a good weekend. Take that, I don't know, wherever we're going next week.
Dover.
Dover, yeah, take it there.
Stay up in the press box. Go ahead.
Reed Spencer with the NASCAR Wire Service. For Jimmy, you're heading to Dover, which is arguably your best track, with a 1-point lead over 4 guys who have not been particularly good at Dover. Do you really have them where you want them right now?
Well, you still got to go run the race and run well. And as much as I love that track and have a fast car, this guy sitting to my right does too. So, certainly.
Yeah, but I'm 46 points back. Give me one, man. Come on.
I certainly look at good tracks and want to capitalize. And I think the 11 had that on their mind this weekend and came in here and executed and did a great job. And, when you get to the chase, you need to execute on your great tracks and get the results you should there. And then on your tracks that, aren't your best, you still have to have good days. And, this track's been hit or miss for us over the years, so to come out of here in 2nd, I'm real happy with today. We didn't have anything for the 11. I wish we did, but leaving the track that's been fair for me with a above average finish, and going to a track that I love next weekend and hope to get a great finish.
Stay upstairs. Go ahead.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Did anybody have anything for Hamlin throughout the day? I mean, once he got to the point and in clean air, was anybody going to catch him?
No. Kept waiting for him to make a mistake, and he wouldn't. Yeah, he did a great job.
I don't think that thing bobbled all day.
No, it never
I never
slipped.
saw him slide a tire.
Anything else? Bob has one. Go ahead, Bob.
Actually, I have 2. But
Go ahead.
Jimmy and Jeff, how can one guy be that dominant? I mean, it seemed like he was the only guy who could really pass out there when he wanted to.
I noticed his rear end was moving. There was like extra skew or something in his rear end. Let's start that whole mess again.
It'll go back to the R&D.
Okay.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not sure they know what to look for.
And you said that you guys said that you didn't see him bobble, but there was one point where he did have a bunch of trash on his grill, and Kyle, who was pretty much down a cylinder, they told Kyle just drop all the way back to him so that he could get on Kyle's bumper and get the trash off the grill. I assume that's kosher, like teammates working together, or is that beyond the line?
Go ahead.
No, I had trash on my grill and was trying to use the 14 to get it off. He was too generous and let me go. I almost ran on the back of him and had to use the 30 to finally get the trash off. But that's pretty common. And as fast as he was, he could have gone up to the back of any car and pulled that off. So, little things like that, that's not a big deal. And then Kyle was, I was chasing and saw all that, and Kyle could have been a pain to me trying to get by him, and he just let me go. So I didn't have any issues with what they did today.
Go ahead, Sam.
Sam Tremaine from Motorsport. Jeff, you said yesterday you'd need a bit of a miracle to close in on the chase in the remaining 9 races. Has that changed after the result today?
No, I mean, it's we're still 46 points back, so we're going to need some help. And
45 points.
Or whatever, 45.
Going
man.
the right way.
Goodness, we're we're going to have to win a lot and gain a lot and keep these top results like today going, and then like I said, we're going to have to need some help. So we still this is the first step of the process. I mean, this is definitely what we needed to do here today, and that's great. We'll try to keep this going, and hopefully we can win some races along the way as well. But it's still going to take a miracle for us to win the championship. I mean, you got guys like Jimmy, Keselowski, and Hamlin. I mean, these are guys that have been strong all year. Jimmy's won 5 championships. I mean, these guys are not going to, make huge mistakes. So, but we have to go and race every race. I mean, there's a lot of racing and a lot of different tracks that a lot can happen at. So, this is step one, and we'll go to the next one.
Given the strengths of the guys you're against, and given the fact that you say you need wins, is there any tinge of regret that Pole didn't terminate in a win today, or are we just happy with the third?
Well, you're never happy with anything other than a win, but I felt like we got the most out of it. I felt like we were about a 4th or 5th place car, and we came home 3rd. So I felt like we did our job today, and that's what you have to do. That's what good teams do. On the days that you're capable of winning, you better go win. And the days that you're 3rd, you better finish 3rd or better. And today I felt like we were 5th place car, and we finished 3rd. So job well done.
Bob has another one.
Jeff, you said, I think on Friday, that Denny was probably going to drive up through the field, that you figured just because he was starting 32nd wasn't going to be a huge hindrance to him. What's it like to have a car so dominant on Friday and not mess it up by the time the race comes and throughout the race? How difficult is that for a driver?
Yeah, he gave us a little optimism on Friday qualifying that maybe they could mess it up for the race. But I don't know, Bob. It's been a long time since I've had a car that dominant and won with it. I've kind of forgot what it's like, but we have had them. I've seen others have them. And, it's certainly an amazing feeling. It gives you a lot of confidence and allows you to make smart moves. And you can still lose the race, but it certainly makes your day go a lot easier when your car is that strong. You don't have to take big risks. You can take your time coming up through there. Usually, like Jimmy was saying, guys move out of your way when they see you're that fast, so it actually makes passing that much easier. He had it, from what I could see, he had it pretty easy today.
Go ahead, Marty.
Marty Smith, ESPN. I have no idea what you said. Forgive me. Based on your championship experience, Jimmy, how would you characterize the potential for your team right now over the next 8 weeks?
That question was not asked, so don't feel bad. Nice. I feel really good. I mean, we have tracks that have been great to the 48 for a lot of years. Tracks that we were very successful at the spring events. The one hanging out there that's has me concerned is the same as everybody else, is Talladega. I haven't finished a plate race this year. I can look at it and say, the odds are in my favor that I'll finish one of the 4 years. So I hope that that happens. But outside of Dega and the unknown there, man, there's a lot of good racetracks for this 48 team, and I'm very optimistic.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Marty, and then Matt. Go ahead, Marty.
This is for Jeff. I know you want to talk about your great run, so forgive me here. What's it like when when a team just is so consistently good, the way that the 48 has been over so many years? They find themselves in the points lead again now in the chase. How does the field react to that?
Well, I mean, it's definitely, I think it gives them a big advantage. It certainly it allows the competition to get down, be mentally as well as, on the racetrack. And so, that gives you an upper, even another edge that these guys, I mean, they're just so strong. You don't expect them to make mistakes when they're in this position. You expect them, to be strong week in and week out, and they're going to be tough to beat. And they're just that good. The whole the whole group. It's just everything clicks. They've had that from early on, and it took them a few years to win a championship. But I always knew once they won one, man, watch out. And that's how it's been ever since they won their first championship. They just have so much confidence in what they're doing and their cars and the racetracks, especially the 10 in the chase, that it's a combination that is really difficult to beat. And so, after these first, just the season that they've had, the first two finishes, I think that just builds confidence and sends a message to the competitors, that you're definitely going to have to deal with this team for this championship. And we've seen others make a run at them, but when they're in this kind of zone, they've not been beat. So, I think what the Levin did was pretty big today, but he's going to have to do that for 8 more weeks.
Go ahead, Matt.
Jimmy, Matt Wernes, WWLP.com. I know the last 2 chase races here in September, guys have run out of fuel on the last lap. Did you and Chad over the week talk about track position and fuel mileage up here?
Oh yeah, that's something we all take into consideration. And I asked 2 or 3 times on the radio, on the midway point, how things were looking. And once I heard that, I think there was 100 and something laps to go, and everybody had to stop one more time, then I let that go in my mind. Partly because I'm terrible at fuel mileage. I get the worst fuel mileage out of anybody, and I don't know why. So I was happy to hear I didn't have to worry about saving gas. And the way the cautions fell today, it just worked out where we didn't have to worry about it.
Any additional questions? Well, Jimmy and Jeff, congratulations on an outstanding run. We'll see you at Dover.
Thanks.
Good job,
Thanks, man. You too.
Thanks, guys.